Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast. This is episode 53. I hope you're all doing well. Hold on a minute, I gotta give Diamond a path. Come on. I have a lot to show you this week. Oh. Say hello to little Diamond. Oh, you're my baby. So my aunt and uncle are actually not in the house at the moment, so it's a perfect time to podcast, but that also means that Diamond isn't getting attention from them, so she decides that she loves me today. Oh, no, I know she loves me every day, especially when I feed her. Oh, yes, you're my baby girl. You want to get on the bed? So, yeah, welcome to everyone. All of you new. She didn't want to be on the bed. All of you new viewers. She's back. I can't pet her while she's on the bed. Welcome to all the new viewers. I've been getting more and more subscribers. Thank you so much for checking me out and hanging out with me. I know there's so many podcasts out there that you could be watching, and it's very humbling, and it fills my little heart with joy to know that you want to spend a little bit of your precious time with me, because time is precious. And welcome to all of you who have been here from day one. It's been a journey, and things have evolved and changed a lot, and it's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed being part of that process with me. So I have a couple of discharged objects. I have some whips, more than I should have to show you, and I have so many new things to share with you. I have been so blessed and by you guys, and it's really like amazing how generous and kind and loving you guys are to me, and I can't thank you enough. So I just really appreciate it, and I hope I've got to everyone who's sent me something and sent you a personal thank you. I really hope. If I didn't, please forgive me. I think I did, but please forgive me. I've had a lot going on. Just a quick little update. Ooh, my hands are so dry, and I've been putting moisturizer on. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yes, just quickly, I'm sure you're all very curious as to how the job hunt is going and that kind of stuff, and it's going really well. I have some really good prospects lined up. I don't want to say anything yet because nothing's official, but it appears that I'm going to have a couple of options to choose from, which is really good. But it also is going to make it a little more challenging because they're both good opportunities. But nothing is official yet, so I'm still waiting to do that, and then hopefully by the next time I podcast, I will have amazing news to tell you. But I'm super excited. Things are going really well. Next week, I'm doing a little bit of a health fair at my family's company. So that'll take me a few days to get through everyone. I'm going to do like their blood pressure and, vital signs, listen to their heart and lungs, and then go over some of their health screenings that they should be getting. So making sure women have had their mammogram and pap smear this year or have it scheduled. They should be getting those yearly. Men, and women, if you're over 50, you need to get your colonoscopies and those kind of things. And I'm just going to kind of give them a little sheet to take to their primary care provider that says, this is what my vital signs were today. These are some areas of concern or things that I would like to have followed up on or whatever. And they can have that and take it to them. Hopefully, that will work out. So I'm excited about that. And then I think that following weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'll be going to the cabin. And it's a place called Murphy, North Carolina. It's beautiful. I haven't been, but I've seen pictures. But family own it, and so I'm gonna go there. And then the last week of May, I'm super excited. I'm gonna go see my family. And this is all the same family that I'm doing this health fair for, their company. But their main residence is in Florida, and I'm excited to go and see them. They just got a new, they recently purchased well, not so recently, but they purchased a new house and had it completely, basically remodeled on the inside and everything. So we haven't been able to go yet, but recently it's been completed, and my aunt and uncle have been and that kind of stuff. So my aunt's birthday is on the 23rd, I believe, and so for her birthday present, part of it is going down there and spending time with so her daughter. I call her my godmother because they really have like been taking care of me a lot, so I love them. Anyway, so that's what I got coming up. As far as stuff happening is super exciting. If the lighting is terrible, I apologize. It is one of those days where it's 60% chance of rain. Clouds go and come, so sorry if that's an issue. But anyway, this is a knitting podcast, and there's one more thing I must do before I get started, and that's I'm gonna have a sip of my tea in true Tilly Trout fashion. You wanted a sip of tea too? So, if you have never watched Tilly Trout podcast, she is the most lovely, endearing lady ever. She just knits such beautiful things. I could just sit and listen to her talk forever. She's just a lovely person, and she enjoys life, and I love that. And she enjoys knitting. So she's absolutely adorable. I hope one day I get to meet her in person. But that's Tilly Trout podcast if you haven't watched her. Anyway, sip of my tea, I'm ready to go. Let's start off with discharges. So these are small things because I've had cast on itis. I've been casting on stuff and not finishing things. Partly because it's been hot up here in my bedroom. My aunt gets cold, and so she adjusts the temperature accordingly, and downstairs is a lot cooler than upstairs, and there's days I'm up here sweating, and it's quite miserable. So that means that I don't really want to knit when I'm that hot. So this place really should have like air condition, like separate units upstairs and downstairs, but it doesn't. One thing though is a crochet little hat. This is really a child size hat. I mean, I can squeeze it on, but it's pretty tight. It's just a basic double crochet beanie, and then I did front post, back post to make this like ribbing kind of look. And it's made out of some red heart yarn. Not the softest in the world, but it's not that scratchy either. But this is good, durable material right here. So the reason I did this is because my aunt, she can crochet a little bit. She's actually crocheted, if you've seen past podcasts, I have a gray striped, was like in blocks. Sorry, I keep looking over at myself instead of the camera. Little Afghan kind of thing. And I think it's like a shell stitch pattern kind of. And so she knows a little bit, but she doesn't know how to read a pattern and follow it. And so she wanted me to teach her how to knit some or make something. I tried to teach her to knit, and she just wasn't having it. I think she's not the most patient in the world with things like that. And this is an issue I had when teaching her to crochet the hat too. Is I think it's important that you know how to read the pattern, because what she wanted me to do, and it's okay to do that for a little bit, but what if I'm not around when you want to crochet? What I'm talking about is she wanted me to tell her stitch by stitch what to do and how to make it. Now she got through. She got a chunky hat done, and she doesn't particularly like it. She says it's a little bit big for her, but I explained to her that that's a learning process, and you can rip it out and not do so many crown increases and adjust it and that kind of stuff. But she didn't want it. She just started something new. Diamond disappeared under the bed. So what I, suggested to her, and I suggest this to anyone, like she already knows what it means to double crochet and that kind of stuff, and but she doesn't really know when it says, how to read the pattern when it says, chain 3, 11 more crochet into the center hole, then double crochet in each. And I was trying to help her see the pattern that forms when you're doing those stitches. Like, the first round is you do 10 or 12 or whatever, and then the second round you put 2 in each stitch, so you're doubling it. The next round you do 1 and then increase, 1 increase, and the next time you do 2, so 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the next after that, if that makes sense. But it just kind of goes up by row. And I think and she was trying to write it down each row step by step. And what I suggested to her is to watch a YouTube video, because there's plenty out there of how, like Bob Wilson 123, Claire, hi. She has amazing video tutorials that she sits there and does every stitch, reads the pattern to you, print out the pattern, watch her videos, read along with her, and she shows you what to do, where to put it and everything. And that's how I learn it. And I think that's a good way to learn how to read a pattern too. So you're not only just copying and that, but you're seeing what are those DC, what's SL, what is, what does it mean to slip stitch in a third chain from the hook, or, things like that. So I think she'll get there. But see, my aunt is retired, and she is she reads a lot and on her Kindle, which is great, but she's trying to find other things to do with her time as well. So anyway, because of that, I made this, and it took me a few hours at most. Another thing is I made another one of these. It's almost like a hexie puff, but it's one of those. I have another one here, but you keep your it's an earbud cozy. I don't use a pattern anymore, but I have it. I kind of have it memorized, and I've kind of made adjustments to it, just to make it more like how I like it. Hold on, I'm trying to find It's earbud pouch, Mary Keenan. You can find it on Ravelry. Earbud pouch. If you if you search that in on Ravelry, you'll find it. So yeah, those I made this for a friend. I'll give that to him next week. That's all for my discharges, but I do have some whips to show you. First one is, this is in my bag, Birdie and Pop It. Hey Jill, did I say it right that time? I love this bag. She's been watching my podcast for a while, and she followed me on Instagram. I didn't realize she had a Etsy store. And then I found out she did, and I had to go buy it. I just love this, but it's Birdie and Puppet. I've showed you this before. And then I have put these little sheepy on there. I love the black sheep. I love a black sheep. I'm just saying. But what's inside? This is my sock knitter shawl by the beautiful Kay Jones. Blues and greens. This is a Regia sock yarn that I had. And remember I said, if you watched it previously, that it had some breaks and stuff, so I had to put it in a little ball. Then I have one more. And I plan on doing doing to this one what I did with the last one. I know her shawl has like a ruffly thing on the end. And I don't know if this is in her pattern or in the pattern or not. But I did, and I just made it a little bit longer and did I-cord bind off. So I plan on doing that. I plan on using both of these skeins and making it that big, and then doing an I-cord bind off again. I think that gives it a pretty masculine, or a little bit more masculine look. I hate those words like masculine and feminine. What I'm trying to say is, I personally do not like to wear rufflies. And so I thought that was a good alternative, because this is how I wear these kind of shawls. It's like this. So I don't need it ruffly, but it will look great. And it helps it kind of lay a little more flat, is what it does. I'm knitting these on my Chow Goos. These are US 5, 3.75 millimeter. I love Chow Goo. Absolutely love it. If you haven't knit the sock knitter shawl, and you have like sock yarn, but you don't want to make sock out of it, like if you have sock weight and maybe it doesn't have nylon in it or something like that, maybe it's just 100% merino, then this is a great pattern to kind of show off that yarn, especially if it's self-striping or something like that. Absolutely beautiful. I enjoy knitting that. The pattern is easily memorizable. Once you do the little setup stuff and then get going, it's easy knitting, and a lot of fun. So there's that. Next, I've been working on this for a long time, and I wanted to have this finished. It's in my Big Bang box bag, Big Bang Theory. But let me show you. I have done work on it. I just wanted to be done. Because look, I've done all this. I was there, and then I've done this much. So I've done a good 8 inches of this. And now I'm to the point, I only have this much of the blue left. So now it's the point where I hold the gray double, and I do that for 4 more inches. So I got 4 more inches to go on this, and then it'll be all finished. This is my ombre hood cowl. It is by somebody, I always forget, Hillary Carr. I believe this is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a really easy pattern. It's something, if you just like things that you knit in the round, that's it. That's all this is knitting. That's it. I'm knitting this on Chalgu needles on US 8 or 5 millimeters. And this is the Cape Town Collections Kid Glass, is it, or gloss, sorry, Kid Gloss. 72% Super Kid Mohair, 28% Mulberry Silk. It's absolutely lovely. And I hear that the more you play with this and touch it and wash it, it gets softer and softer and more wonderful. But I think I'm going to enjoy this. Hopefully I'm not sensitive to the mohair. So far I haven't been. It hasn't irritated my hands, but I haven't worn it on my neck. Maybe, I don't know. But I like that blue. I just love this blue. I love this color blue. Absolutely beautiful. And the green is, I love this green too. These colors are great. So I'm ready to get that done, but because it's so mindless knitting, I've been choosing, almost knocked something over into my tea. I've been choosing to knit on things that I have to think about a little bit more. What? What is it? Come on. Ugh, she can't make up her mind. Oh, you can't make up your mind. No. You're too long to sit in my lap. Yeah, you know you fall off. Yeah. Yeah. My little girl. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. So, this is a new cast on. And I'm not going to show you that yet. I'm going to wait for that one, because it will transition into something else. Ooh, let me show you my scrappy blanket. This is actually not considered to be part of my workups or whips. By the way, I'm drinking Tazo Earl Grey, and it has some lovely honey in it, and that's perfect cup of tea. I really do prefer honey in the tea than sugar. I like it sweet. But anyway, so these are all the new ones I've done since the last time I showed you. So there's that one. Most of these are from that swap set that I had, or not really a swap. You pay and they give you so many. Sorry, I don't have the little tag thing with me, but anyway. These are beautiful. Look at these. I love these greens in there. That one. But it's a lot of fun. So now, I can't really show you the whole thing, but now it's definitely long enough where I want it, but now I got to work on making it wider. So far it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows wide, and I'm working on the 8th. And it's 21 rows long. I didn't mean to make it 21. I meant to make it 20, but, hey ho. So, there's that. What's next? I have to show you this. I'm so excited. I have to do some feet adjustments. It's my sweater, and I'm super excited to show you. I have it on some waste yarn that's still attached to the ball of yarn because I don't want to cut it because I'm going to use it. So I'm going to try this on, and this is going to look a little weird because of this shirt, but I just have to show you. I'm so excited. Look! No, just kidding. But look, it actually is fitting quite well. It seems like a little bit extra back here, but I don't think that's going to be the case once because the ribbing is going to draw this in just a little bit down here. But yeah, I'm almost to my, farther than I thought. So here's my belly button. There is my belt buckle. Try not to show you my stomach. Suck it in. Oh, just kidding. So I think I need to do a few more rows and then do the ribbing. And the body will be done. Then I'll pick up for the sleeves. And I think they're going to fit perfectly. As far as this part, I'm so excited that it's actually going to fit. I hadn't tried it on until I got to this point. So, yes. So this is the Flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, and I do believe it's free on Ravelry. If not, it's really cheap on Ravelry. Not cheap. It's really inexpensive on Ravelry if it's not free. This is exciting for me. I was afraid this neck was going to be too, but it's not. It's going to block out a little bit, and it's going to lay perfectly. If you've never knit a sweater before, I would highly recommend this pattern. It's a top-down raglan sweater, knit in the round, and knit the baby version first, because then it gives you the concept, does that make sense? It kind of gives you how it's supposed to, how you do that sort of, that style. What am I trying to say? I guess it's the concept. How you do a top-down raglan little sweater in the round. It kind of teaches you that, and it's mini, and it's tiny little babies, and so then you get it, how to do it, and how the concept works in the pattern, and then you can do it in a larger scale where you feel more confident, because it has every size from like teeny tiny baby to like 4X adult. And I did, what size did I do? That's not it. Keep moving my little pattern. I can't wait to move to my own place and have access to all my stuff again. I'm doing the medium size with the 37-inch chest. My chest is actually like 32-inch circumference, but I did 37, and I'm really glad I did, because I haven't measured my gauge on this, but I just had a feeling to do it that way, because I didn't want it to be too tight, like fitted. I wanted it to be have a little bit of positive ease in it. So anyway, go check it out. All Tin Can Knits patterns are lovely. I've never knit one that I didn't understand. They have tutorials attached to them. They're great pictures of in their blogs that show you step by step if you don't know how to do something. Okay, you gotta sit down. You're like a squirmy little little child or toddler. You can't make up your mind. Ooh, cold nose. It's not even cold. It's hot up here. Anyway, so that was my sweater. I was so excited. It's coming along. I've been working a lot on that. Then, I've also been working on another crochet project. And this is called, I believe it's the box bottom bag. And there's a tutorial by the beautiful, wonderful Claire, Bob Wilson, 123. And this is where I'm at. I haven't attached the handles or anything. I think I need to knit it a little bit deeper. But this is a tutorial. I just been following. I've been using this yarn I had forever, Craft Smart Value 100% acrylic. It's not a soft acrylic at all. I would not knit hat or anything out of this, but I think for a bag that you're going to throw produce or something in at the market or whatever and put it in the washer and all that, this is perfect for that. That's what this stuff is meant for, in my opinion. No one wants to wear this, really, but toys, bags, like produce bags, market bags, things like that, I think this is what is perfect. So that's that. Now, I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit because I want to show you I've been cross-stitching a lot. I've made a lot of progress on my cross stitch, and I've been watching some other tutorials and stuff online and that kind of thing. So I look forward to doing it more, and so I want to show you. Pause. I gotta be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. What was I talking about? Oh, I was going to show you my cross stitch. I'm actually putting in this bag. This is from Southpaw Creations Etsy shop. It's Erin, who is Gimme Yarn 418, and she does the TGIF. Thank God it's finished. Podcast that she doesn't like to call a podcast. She's also been doing vlogs. It's all crinkled up now because I've been using this hoop, which is nice, but I don't know how I feel about it making it all crinkled up. So I think I'm gonna try to get those the ones that go, it's like square or whatever. But look how much I've gotten done. It's by no means perfect, but it's been fun. Like I said, I've enjoyed doing it. I got a little bit more on the mountains to do, and then it'll be done. Yay! Now, I've been learning a little bit about, how to make the back neater and that kind of stuff. But my back is not neater, and there's a lot of thread wasted because I wasn't sure about that kind of stuff. But I'll show you anyway. So hopefully it will improve as I do more, because I really have been enjoying this. This is perfect when it's really hot. I think that's why I've been enjoying it. In place of knitting, so in the more, like when it's hot up here, I can cross stitch and it doesn't make me feel hot or sweaty. Um, Having knitting laying in your lap, I get a little sweaty, and my hands get sweaty when I knit too. And then like, so even socks, it just kind of, but that's that. Now, I have so much to show you. I got in a few things for my birthday, and I sent out a request for mini skeins, and you guys, a few of you have really spoiled me with mini skeins and other things that I just, like I said, it just really warmed my heart every time. It meant so much to me, and just to know you were thinking about me, it just means a lot. And it's been rough the past, 8 months or so. Maybe not that long, 6 months or so, with things, and making this decision to move back home and not having a job yet and that kind of stuff. It's really stressful, and not having any money coming in, and I'm doing okay, but I need to get a job fast because running out. But I knew that was going to happen. It's all going to be okay. Things are going to work out perfectly because that's the way things happen. Think positive, and positive things will happen. So first, let me show you. I did get a yarn crush. I did cancel my subscription before I left, but I got one more month. So this isn't for... this is for April. And I actually like this one. And I'm keeping it. Well, it's my birthday, for one. And two, I really want to make the project in it. So let me show you the little things that came. So it was in this little baggie, but what is it? It's like a little stand. You can put your phone or your tablet or your a book or whatever. And it says Yarn Crush on there. That's kind of cute. It's got something in the back, but I can't remember, so let me see. Oh, it's got a little cleaner that you can wipe the screen off with. Yes. Isn't that cute? So yeah, there's that. Yeah, no, it's not food. I'm sorry. It's not a tweet. She's seen all this stuff before, when I first opened it, so I don't know why she's so curious. What is this? It's not the type of fiber you think. It's fluff or fiber fill or whatever. I'll show you why. First, let me show you this yarn. Oh! Look at the blue. I just love this blue. I love this. It says it's Ocean Wind Knits, Gradients 25, hand-dyed, 100% superwash merino wool. They're 25 grams each. Oh, and their website is oceanwindknits.ca. They're from Ontario, Canada. But these are beautiful. And I almost feel bad for what I want to make out of this, because they also sent some lovely googly eyes pipe cleaner. Oh, look at this little pattern. Oh. I have to have this narwhal. I have to. I guess technically I could buy some other yarn to knit this out of. But they also had a shawl here, which is cute, but I gotta do this. I just fell in love with this. It's the whole pattern in here. And everything to make it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I would love to knit. I would love if this were I would love to knit myself a scarf or a shawl or something out of this. What I'd really, really love is to have enough of this to knit a sweater out of. How cool of a sweater would that be? Anyway, so that's the Yarn Crush. I canceled that subscription, so I won't be getting any more of those. Because that's $30. That's gas money right now. So that was that. And what's next? Oh, I'll show you a few things. My mom got me this bag from Joann's. Procrastinating. It's a verb, and it means to defer all other activities besides knitting. I thought it was cute. And it's got a few things in here. A 9-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids. 9. No, I'm just kidding. It's not 9. It's 1.9. When I first saw it, it's like 9 pounds. But no, it's really 1.9. So basically, it's a 2-pound bag. And then I found this. My mom got for me. She got me a few things. But this is adorable little cross stitch. P.S. I love you. Has a little hoop and everything with it. It was only $1.99. And then this little embroidery thing says, "Who loves you?" It's cute. Has everything in it. It was only 99 cents. Not at Joann's. It was at Tuesday morning, I believe. Lint chocolate. This is all Nathan's fault, the sockmatician. He was talking about delicious chocolate, and I was like, I have to have some lint. Milk chocolate is my favorite. But I am not a discriminator between chocolate. Then, oh my gosh, look at these. Harry Potter buttons. I love these. I need a Harry Potter bag to put my Harry Potter buttons on now. I will be getting that soon. That's it in that bag. Then I got another lovely package. And some of this I'm going to share with you. And this was so sweet. It was wrapped up beautifully. And it had a nice little note in it. I adore a handwritten note. But this is from Teresa, and that's as much as I'll give out. But it's so lovely that your name is Teresa. You spell a little bit differently, but my mother's name is Teresa as well. So thank you. But she sent a lovely package full of goodies. There's like all these stitch markers. Beautifully packaged package as well. I just was so overwhelmed with all of this stuff. It's just so sweet. But I am going to share it with you at a later date. I need to come up with a way. But these are cute. I haven't seen any like these, but these are they're different colors. And they're kind of rubbery, but they're, knitting stitch markers. And then these are some of the Progress Keeper or crochet stitch markers. That's a little car, Little robot. I love this one. I think this one's, I'm gonna have to keep it. Little fishing. And look, he caught one. I feel bad for the fish, but... Ooh. This is my needle from my... I need to get one of them needle thingies. I can't remember what they're called. But a needle minder or something like that. So I don't lose it. And then she sent me all these little bitty, tiny. Look how tiny. These are perfect for sock knitting. Especially if you do sock knittings that have patterns on them, lace or something like that. These are perfect for that. And then some more little stars. Little puppy. Oh. Star with American flag. Oh. And turtle. So, those are the stitch markers. There's another one. But I'll show you what it's on in a minute. She also gave me this bag. This is a beautiful bag. It's got a wonderful handle. Zipper. It's box bottom. It's a pretty roomy bag. This is like small, like a shawl, small shawl, one skein. Or you could do socks, two balls and socks. But she quilted it. Look how lovely. Thank you so much. I love this. I love it. I've been keeping it all, trying to keep it all together so people could see that it was put in there so lovely. What else? Oh, some lovely tea. There's yummy tea in here, and I can't wait to try it. Tazo chai pumpkin. Pumpkin spice. Smells so good. This is what I'm currently drinking. So it's very good. This is my other favorite tea. Twinings breakfast. English breakfast. Ooh, this one sounds amazing. Peppermint licorice. Vanilla chai. American classic tea. And I can't wait to try this. Blackberry sage from Republic of Tea. Oh, I can't wait. So odd lately. Usually I have a cup of coffee in the mornings, and I have been, but I've been finding that I don't drink it all. I have a couple sips and then, for whatever reason, but I'll have tea. Then she spoiled me rotten with yarn. Jeez. Marigold Gin. I haven't heard of this before. Jeannie Porter, but she has an Etsy shop, marigoldgin.etsy.com. This is DK weight yarn, 100% merino superwash, 250 yards. Mr. Carson is the color. They're, yeah, like that. This is the colors. Blues and grays are beautiful. But that's not it. Another one. It's so beautiful. Sock yarn. It is Gail's Art. And you can find her at gailsart.com. Let me show you this back because it has where you find all of her stuff. This it'll focus. Anyway, if you need to know and you can't read it, just let me know. But this is her Wonder Sock yarn. It's superwash BFL wool, 75% and 25% nylon. And it's called Graffiti Asphalt. Doesn't it look like graffiti asphalt? Perfect name. That's going to knit up very cool. Love this. And of course, oh my gosh. I haven't had this yarn either, but I can't wait to go to this shop when I start working. There's when I start getting a paycheck. The Lemonade Shop. This is their simple sock base. It's 400 yards, 80-20 superwash nylon. And it's called Bad Day. Their website is thelemonadeshopyarns.com. But it's this beautiful, like, there's some browns in there you can't really see on the camera. Some like purpley blue navy. And then this beautiful, oh, and it's so soft. This is so soft. I love this. I can't wait. Then she also sent, I haven't ever tried this yarn before, but Premier Yarns. It's wool-free sock. So it's 93% acrylic, 7% PBT, whatever that is. It feels really nice. The yarn is very soft. But it looks like it's a self-patterning yarn. So she sent 2 of those. Then, I love Knit Picks Felici. This is the Time Traveler. 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. Oh, these are beautiful. But there's more. What? Look at all of these minis. These are some beautiful. I can't sit here and show you all of. I have so many minis that if I sat here and show you all of them, we'd be here for 4 hours. There's so many beautiful ones, and I can't wait to put them in my blanket. And then she sent a little notebook. 2 little notebooks. Look at that green. I love this green. I love keeping notebooks like this in my project bags and stuff. So I can write down, like, how many rows I did or whatnot. I like to put in there, like, when I started something, because a lot of times I forget. So thank you so much, Teresa, for that beautiful package. Some of this I am going to use for a giveaway. I just don't know what yet. I haven't made up my mind. For now, I just want to sit and look at it and enjoy it. It's going to be hard deciding because it's all lovely. Everything. You have great taste in yarn. So thank you so much again. I can't say thank you enough. I got another package. And this is from Michelle. I'll just say first names that way, just in case, but it's from Michelle. And she, so kind. And I was going to show you something earlier, and I said, oh wait, I need to wait, because on my last podcast, I guess, had mentioned that I want to knit a pair of socks on DPNs, and I didn't want to use like bamboo, but I didn't want to use something too slick, metally, and I was thinking about the carbons. Well, what did she do? But she got in touch with me and she said she had some. And so what did I do? Not only, and then she also included yarn. And now I'm confused as to whether, did you send, was this in part of yours or was it in somebody else's? Because I know the needles came from you. And I'm knitting a vanilla latte sock, because that pattern I have knit before, and it's really it's a really nice pattern, easy, but it has a heel flap, and because I want to do heel flap and gusset with this one. I'm really enjoying knitting with the carbons. These are not that heavy, like the regular needles. They're smaller, so they're not super heavy. They do have a little bit of give to them, but not enough where I feel like I'm going to break them. And I like the tips are slick. So, and I'm using this little Progress Keeper's little froggy. This was in the stitch markers with that Teresa gave me. And I just thought it was so cute, the frog and then this kind of rainbow stripey. So I'll move this up so we can keep track of our progress. Hopefully it'll be done by the next time, but who knows. But this yarn is absolutely beautiful. My aunt wants it, but she can't have it. She wants me to knit her socks out of it. And I refuse to knit her socks that are not superwash because she will not... I've knit her 2 pairs of socks now. One, she's lost one of the socks. And she washes them in the washing machine and stuff. So I'm really picky about which kind of sock yarn I use for her. And she better not lose any more. I'm not going to knit her anymore. Takes too long. But anyway, West Yorkshire Spinners Signature. This has BFL in it. 75% wool, 25% nylon. I don't know what the colorway is, but it's here. There's the numbers. I've really been enjoying knitting this, and yeah, I have really been enjoying it. So I had to cast this on as soon as I had the needles. I'm like, ooh, and new sock yarn, ooh, let me cast it on. And these things are perfect when you're knitting this, because you know I'm using the 4, so you have this other one that you work with, and when you put it in here, you don't lose it. It doesn't fall out, and they're there every time. Perfect. So yes, I'm knitting these socks. They're vanilla latte pattern on Ravelry. I don't remember if they're free or if they're $1 or something. But I've knit a pair of them before, and I really enjoyed the pattern. It's easy to memorize, and I'm really enjoying the colors. It's so pretty outside, and it's just great colors. But that's not all she sent. She also sent a few mini skeins, which is so sweet. And there's a little bit of a story behind those DPNs, but I'm not going to tell you. I know that's me. But there's a little bit of a story, and it makes them so precious. And I just can't wait to pay it forward. But here's some. I can show these because there's not so many. Ooh, that's pretty color. Look at those yellows in there. Ooh, I love that blue. Why am I obsessed with blue right now? And then, oh, I have to. I just love this. It's Harry Potter yarn. And it's Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is my house, man. I don't know if she knew that, but it is. This is 75 merino, 25% nylon. This is Harry Potter Hogwarts House Crest Stripes Club. Hand painted in Leicestershire. I hope I said that right. But I don't know. Where do you go buy more of this? Or can you? Or I don't know what the where you get it. So if you know, let me know. Oh, I really want to make socks out of these, but I really want to keep it. Like, it's just so beautiful. I don't ever want it to go away. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sending me that beautiful package. I really loved it. I'm enjoying it very much so. Thank you so much. Then, that was it. I got another package from someone that saw that I on my Instagram that I needed some mini skeins. And I'm not going to tell you who this person is because she knows who she is. But look at this lovely card. And they're already in balls. It's like a... Never mind. I'm not going to say what I almost... Oh, it's just... Oh, it's just beautiful. I just say that. And it has a lovely lavender sachet in there. All the beautiful colors. I've been really enjoying knitting on my sock yarn blanket, and getting all these new beautiful little mini skeins or leftover bits makes it so exciting. She also sent me a box of tea. I can't wait to try it. I haven't tried this. It's Yorkshire Gold. Tailors of Harrogate. Something like that. But yes, I really appreciate that you sent me that, and I know this came from over the sea, across the pond, and I know it costs a lot of money to send things like this, and I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. Can't say that enough. But there's more. I was expecting to get mini skeins, right? Like, that's what I had actually asked, on Instagram if anybody has extra. And some of you just blew me away. I'm not going to tell you who this is from either. But you know who you are, and you'll be able to tell by how it's packaged. And I I can't believe. I'm just so excited. Look! This is slap full. And this person sent me a message and said they just can't be bothered to make a little scrappy blanket. And they would love to give me their scraps. And they're beautiful. You knit a lot of socks, girl. It's just filled with beautiful, beautiful mini skeins. Thank you so much for sending this. I will give them a lovely home, and they'll go in my blanket, and I'll think of you, and thank you so much. That's just so generous. You guys are just so generous. I can't wait to... I have one more. And I'm not going to mention who this is from either. Well, it came with a lovely card. Just to say, and then a little package to make you smile. A little bit of tea. Ooh, I can't wait to try this either. I love peppermint teas. A beautiful bag. It's like a snap bag. That's neat. I love this fabric too. Thank you. And then mini skeins. Some more mini skeins. And then she included some beautiful fiber. And it's absolutely beautiful. These are fondant fiber fuzzlings. And if you haven't been to see the Fondant Fibers website, her store, you should. Especially if you like spinning, if you like knitting. She has all of that. She has yarn, she has project bags, she has fiber, and you should go check it out. It's Fondant Fiber, and it's Fibre. I can't remember the last part. Oh, .com. So you should definitely go check her out. So thank you for this beautiful package and the yarn, and it really did make me smile from ear to ear. It made my day, and every day that these things come in, it just makes my day. Like when you're all stressed out and you're worried about things, and then you get a little something in the mail like that, and it just warms you up and encourages you, and it just turns everything around. So I really appreciate all of you guys who have sent me these things, and I appreciate you guys who just simply watch the podcast. That means a lot to me too. And I don't do the podcast to get gifts or whatever. And that's just, I do it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the community and getting to know you guys and making friends. And it's just really cool. And my aunt, she's just like, I don't understand. Why these people who don't even know you send you stuff or whatever? Why do people even want to watch you? I don't have a clue, is what I tell her. I don't know, but I'm so thankful and so grateful. It's so special. Um, Now, one more thing that I got, and this was Aaron, Give Me Yarn 418 from the TGIF YouTube videos, not a podcast kind of thing. She organized a traveling yarn swap, and I participated. And what it was is, you've probably heard about it, but she put in like 18 things or something, and then sends it out. And the idea is that you take out what you want, and then you put back ever how many, like if you took out 3 things, you put 3 things in or something like that. And so I got my package, and I've already sent it off with the things that I've included, which I don't want to show you in case that person happens to watch the podcast. And I don't want to show you what was all in the box in case the person watches the podcast. Because that was fun, like opening it up and digging through it and like saying, oh, look at all this stuff. And then you pick what you really like, and then you send something off to the next person. But this is what I picked out of it. Look how pretty. This is Freya hand-painted yarn. It's spun and hand-painted in the USA. It says Ombre Grande. It is lace weight, which I should have looked at that a little bit closer. I thought it was sock, but it's definitely lace. So, this is 75% wool, 25% nylon, which is part of the reason why I thought it was sock, but as I look closer. Anyway, the color is Atlantis. I'm still happy I got it. I'm going to make something. Maybe this is blue and green, and I usually look good in blue and green. What you think? Boing! So, it goes from a really light blue out to darker blue, darker green, and then a lighter green as it goes out. So I may have to figure out some kind of shawl, scarfy thing to wear with this. To make with this so I can wear it. Because it's absolutely gorgeous. I also kept these little buttons. How adorable. Emoji buttons. I love buttons. And I started thinking of Fergie. Loosen up my buttons, babe. Then I kept this book. So we put it in one of them flat rates. If it fits, it ships thing. It's like $12 or something to ship everything in there. So, but I did lighten it up a little bit by taking this book. It's Speed Knitting 24 Quick and Easy Projects. And it has lots of things in here. I haven't really delved into it, but it has like scarves and hats, little shawls, little baby blankets. So nothing like extraordinary that I just was like, I have to have this, but I like a good book. So I took those 3 items out, and I actually put 4 in, but you know. And I got one more thing from when I was out with my mom, and it's another book, and I held this because it was with that book, but I told you I was cross stitching, and I love this embroidery stuff, and I'm not very creative like that. Like, I'm not that, I can't draw and things, I can't see that and how to do that in my head, but I love these. This has So this little book has little patterns in it. I mean, has little patterns. And it even has like the whole alphabet in here. And what you can do, I was like, oh, I could copy that. It has every little, which is really cool. So it also has a little CD in it that I haven't watched yet. But anyway, it was only $7. But I thought that'd be a neat book to look into and read about. It has some like basic info inside, and it says CD included in 17 projects to make. So we shall see where I end up. But you know, I love a good book. Okay. This is gonna be a long podcast. Sorry. So one thing that I was really wanting to do is I made this. It's down the rabbit hole shawl. I think this would be adorable for a little toddler, like a little girl. Maybe not toddler, maybe a little bit older. But I love these colors and everything. But what I want to do is, I thought it would be fun to kind of auction it off. So I'm going to put it on Instagram. So I just wanted to let you see it. It's not very long, but I'll have pictures. It's a Karen cake. You probably saw me crocheting it. And it has all the colors in it. But I just thought a little girl having this around her shoulders would look so adorable. I mean, it's not big enough really for an adult. But I thought it'd be cute for somebody. So I thought it'd be fun to do like a little auction. Or whatever. So I'm going to put it on, what I'm thinking about is putting on Instagram. So if you don't follow me and you're interested in this, then add me. I'm nurse_Codi, Codi. And, I'll start it off at like something pretty low. And then you can kind of bid on it in the comments. And whoever wins it, gets it. And then we'll figure out the payment, PayPal or something. But I just thought it'd be fun. Little thing to do. Little auction. I wanted to mention a couple of podcasts really quick that I have been really enjoying. Well, of course, the Bakery Bears. I always enjoyed them. And Guys Don't Knit. No, I always say that. It's Boys Don't Knit podcast. Sorry, I always screw it up. And then She's Crafty. I love her podcast. She's relatively newer. Well, she's actually been going for a pretty good while. Ooh, I have fiber in my nose. Or something. She's hilarious. You should watch her. Go subscribe. She's Crafty. She's Crafty. That's really fun. And but I've also been watching, I don't know if I mentioned her or not, it's Opera Joe is her rivalry and Instagram name, and her podcast is called Stitching the High Notes, and she's awesome. I really like her personality. She's not boring. She knits some beautiful things, and she and I have things in common, like music. She sings opera, and quite well at that. And she has been doing her podcast for a year now, and that's exciting. She does a lot of giveaways and cows, and it's she's really a genuine person, you know. She has a good heart, very sweet. Um, and then she loves things like Star Wars and Doctor Who, and you know, I love that stuff too. And Harry Potter. So go check her out. And the other one I just found this week, and it's not a podcast that is like funny and like entertaining per se. Um, but it's one that I appreciate because I learn so much from watching their podcast, and I never heard of it before. But it's called the Fruity Knitting Podcast, and like their last podcast, they do interviews and things from people and designers and knitters all over the world, and like the last one was all about lace, and there's this lady, she's a prolific, amazingly talented lace knitter, and she was just showing her work and her designs and talking about her passion, and like she did Shetland lace, and so you just learn so much from their podcast, and that's what I really enjoyed that. You know, learning more about the history and the different techniques and where they come from, and learning about other designers and other types of knitting and types of yarn. It seems like they have something like that every podcast. It's a really well edited podcast. It's a wife and her husband, and they both do beautiful work. And I would suggest that if you like those kind that podcasts that you can sit down. They're kind of long. They're long, but you're getting a lot of information, and it's not just long because they're sitting there rambling. It's because they're doing interviews with people and talking to them, and you're learning, and they show you little like tutorials and tips on how to do things, and that's all part of their podcast, and it's really good. You know, it's a good thing that us Southern people like cold sweet tea. I've drank so much sweet tea since I've been back, and when I say sweet tea, for people who may not know, if I say I want a glass of sweet tea, what it is basically English breakfast tea, pretty much. And so it's a dark, or like a dark tea. Um, and you the way we make it is you get about 6 or so tea bags, which are like the normal tea bags sizes that you use for your cup. You get about 6 or 8 of those, and you put them in a pot of water, and you bring the water to boil, and then you turn it off, and by that time the tea bags have all done their steeping and such. Then you get a gallon jug and or a pitcher. We call it a jug. It's at our house. It's plastic, and it has a little lid that sits down inside of it, and it turns like this. And one side has where it has strainers, and the other side has more of a hole. But then you turn it, and it closes it, so it keeps it from spilling. But you pour that into a lot of sugar, probably 2 or 3 cups of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. But you put that, and then you pour the hot water that just finished boiling with the tea in it. You pour that on top of the sugar, and you stir it up until the sugar starts melting, and then you fill that gallon up the rest of the way. Stir it up. Then you get a glass of ice filled up, and you pour it over ice, and it's so good. And that's why we have diabetes. But it's so good when it's like really hot outside and you've been outside and you're sweating or whatever. You want it's it's nice. And I used to love making it with mixing it with lemonade, like a Arnold Palmer. That's really good too. But I was saying that because my tea gets cold. Because like when I do stuff like this, and I don't have like my little candle warmers and stuff to keep them warm, but I don't mind it because it's like regular sweet tea to me, iced. There's people in the north who drink it. They do iced tea that is not sweetened. It's just tea poured over ice. I don't like unsweet tea like that. Cold unsweet tea. But anyway, I talked about that. Oh, so I was mentioning my birthday. My birthday was wonderful. I went to the opera and saw Turandot with my friend Kirby. It was absolutely beautiful. It's a long opera, but it's absolutely beautiful. They did such a good job. It has the song Nessun Dorma in it, and the guy, the tenor that sang it, he was really good. I mean, he's not Pavarotti or anything, but he was really good. I cried. um, but it was beautiful. I plan on getting season tickets to the opera for next season, which the 27th, this is the last, Turandot is the last of this 2016 season. So the next season is the 2017-2018 season. So I have a little bit of time, but I'm going to get season tickets. They're going to have Carmen. They're going to have Sweeney Todd. They're going to have the Flying Dutchman. Oh, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. My car had to get fixed. Something was wrong with the, what is it called? With something, and it kept causing my engine light to come on, and it was like weird because first they tried to say, first the OnStar people said it was emissions, but I'm like, I just had my emissions checked and it was fine. Then I thought, well, maybe I just didn't tighten the gas lid up good enough, so I redid that, and then the next day it went off. So maybe that was it. And then it came back on a couple of days later, and I took it to AutoZone, and they read the code, and they said it was my brake boosters, which then I was like, my brakes are working fine. That's weird. But I better get it checked out because I don't want to be without brakes. So I took it to the dealership where I got it, and they checked it, and it was something with the... what is it? Let me get this paper. It was the throttle body was, they said, junked up with carbon, and that the mass airflow sensor was setting the long-term fuel trim to high. So, yeah, they had to replace that sensor and clean it, and that was $500. And I can tell a difference in the way the car is driving. When I push the gas and need it to go, it goes. And, getting a lot better gas mileage. So, glad it got fixed. Good thing is that it happened when I didn't have any responsibilities to be somewhere. So, my car was in the shop overnight to get fixed, and I didn't have to worry about how am I going to get to work. And the job interviews, I didn't have any those days, so I'm just looking at it as, I'm getting that kind of stuff out of the way before I start my new job in June. Yeah. I guess that's about it. This is going to be a really long podcast, but I thank you again to everyone you guys have been so generous, and thanks for hanging out and watching. I'm not going to do a really prescription this week, just because it's been so long, but I'll have one for you next time. But I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope your knitting is fantabulous. And we'll talk to you soon.